You were demanding that the FBI get, quote, the right people on the investigation of Donald Trump to spy on him and his campaign. While your vice president, Joe Biden, was mentioning ridiculosities like charging Trump and his Trump's team members with the Logan Act, a charge never successfully prosecuted in the history of the United States. You're talking about reverence? So if you're a Democrat, again, you're watching these 3 nights so far, the Democratic National Convention, you've done a great job boosting Trump's approval ratings. Fantastic work. Well done. Nice job. What's going on here? There's no excitement for the Democrats at all. Kamala Harris gave her speech last night, which was supposed to be this groundbreaking type moment. First black woman selected to be the vice presidential nominee. This was supposed to be a huge deal. The speech was such a disaster that I want to hat tip Jenna Ellis, who sent me this. There is a photo of Kamala Harris giving the speech to a wall of people who are supposedly attending that. I got to give you some backgrounds. They're supposedly watching the speech via like a Zoom type conference, right? So the allegation was, Joe, that Kamala Harris is going to talk to these are real voters. We're going to get 30 real voters to watch on this, not wall of doom, but wall of Zoom with a Z. Yeah. Now, if you're watching on the YouTube, you're going to notice something about this photo. If not, you're listening on audio, have no fear. I'll explain it to you. Here is a screenshot of the wall of Zoom and these 30 alleged voters listening to Kamala Harris's speech. You'll notice something in the color-coded circles right there that apparently they couldn't even find 30 people because 3 of those people are repeated. It's the same people. They're not body doubles. It's the same person twice. It couldn't even. Folks, I can go outside my house right now. Give me, what do you think, Paul, a half an hour? Stand outside my house and find 30 people to join a Zoom to support Trump. You couldn't even find 30 people. It was the same person twice. You'll see on the wall. You know, like the Brady Bunch thing? Just imagine the Brady Bunch thing in the beginning, the montage. Imagine 30 people and Peter and Marcia and Jan repeated twice because they couldn't find other kids to stand in. They couldn't even find 30 people. They couldn't even find. Did they think you wouldn't notice? His people are repeated twice. Hilarious. There is no excitement for this ticket at all. Nobody wants Biden-Harris. They're just people who don't like Trump. That's it. Again, don't forget the theme of today's show. If you were a Democrat, you are living right now in an alternate universe where you believe the election's over. Listen, I don't know what's going to happen. Trump could win, he could lose. I'm not sure. I'm trying to stay out of the predictions game because no matter what I say, it gets people upset or it incentivizes people not to vote. If I tell you, listen, Trump's going to lose, we're in big trouble, it gets people really upset and anxious who may stay home. If I tell you Trump's going to win, don't worry about it, then people won't vote because they won't worry about it. I'm out of the predictions game. Forget it. I'm not doing it. I'm trying to not do it. But I'm telling you, if you're a Democrat and you believe this election's over, Trump, it's over. He's down 600 points in the polls. Not even possible. It's horrible. You're living in an alternate universe. Nobody cares about Biden. They couldn't even find 30 people for a Zoom session for this historic speech. So last night, again, you watched Barack Obama, many of you, some of you did. Paula, you can attest to me for this, right? I fell asleep in the middle of it. It was so boring. So I had to get up and watch a video this morning. So Barack Obama spoke last week on night 3 of the Democratic National Convention, right? And I'm going to play a clip from it afterwards because it's important, because just the temerity on Obama, who is such a liar and is the most corrupt president in the history of the United States, but he pretends to be this big holy roller, top of the totem pole of morality. He looks down on everyone, Obama. He's the most arrogant, corrupt president we've ever had, right? But I'm going to play it in reverse. I want to play the review by Chris Wallace on Fox, who I think did a pretty good job. You know, listen, Chris can be harsh on everyone. He gets beat up a lot for it, but he's sometimes harsh on both sides too. So here's Chris Wallace from Fox noting something really weird about the Obama speech last night. The fact that, again, Joe, if you're a Democrat and you're living in this alternate universe, there's all this excitement for Biden-Harris. They're going to win in a landslide. There's so much excitement that Obama didn't even mention or barely mention Joe Biden last night at all. Check this out.
It was a really curious speech. You say he talked for 15 minutes. Somebody will tell me if I'm right or wrong. I'll bet he didn't talk for Joe Biden for 5 of those 15 minutes, and basically said he was my brother. in the White House. He made me a better president. He'll make it a better country. Talked about how he'll get control of the pandemic and rebuild the economy. It wasn't even all that much about Donald Trump, although he certainly made clear, I think you can only call it his contempt for Donald Trump. But most of it was about it, almost like the community organizer from Chicago, about how people have to go out and organize. And as he said, our democracy is at stake. But as a full-throated endorsement of Joe Biden, not saying he wasn't for him, it was a curious speech.
You think? Folks, again, alternate universe show. This is the A, B, C, D, E, and F block of the show. You're living in an alternate universe if you're a liberal where this election's over. The excitement is rampant. Obama loves Biden. Listen, let me give you a little secret. You ready? Everybody ready? Paula, you ready? You ready? Well, you know what I'm going to say? No, you have no idea. Do you? Really? Where am I going to say? Tell me what I'm going to say. You don't know. I knew it. I can read her. I've been with her. So we've been together forever. We're going to have a big party, by the way. We've been together 20 years soon. 20 years. 20 feels like yesterday, especially on date night. She said, oh, yeah, in the background. I just want that on the record. Let me tell you a little secret. Obama can't stand Biden. I'm not going to tell you how I know that or why. I don't want to be a tattletale. Obama can't stand Biden. Thinks he's a joke. Not personally. He doesn't think he's like a malicious or horrible guy. He thinks he's a moron. So does his staff. So does the Obama for America alumni network. They think Biden, Obama's crew thinks Biden is a damn fool. Folks, I'm telling you, you can take that check to the bank and cash it. That is a fact. I keep a large network of friends. Some of them I remember from a prior line of work. I'm not talking about law enforcement people either. I'm talking about some people I know who are marginally involved in politics, were involved for the money, not so much for the ideology. So they're happy to talk. The Obama team thinks Biden is an idiot. Hence, in his speech last night, why Obama, in 15 minutes, barely mentioned Biden at all. Now, here's a little clip from Obama's snoozer, which, again, was, of course, celebrated by these ridiculous hacks in the media. Transformative, otherworldly, small g, godlike. Sounds like the terminology I used yesterday describing the speech about Jill Biden. Because that's to Jill Biden, right? Because that's what the media does. When it's an Obama speech, it's just transformative. But when Trump says something really interesting and great, what an idiot. He's a moron. This is not real media. It's a joke. If you're a liberal, again, you're living in an alternative universe. Here's Biden last night. Obama. The reverence for the Oval Office he starts talking about, insulting Trump, and talking about how he sat in the Oval Office with both of these guys. Yeah. The last time he sat in the Oval Office with Joe Biden, they were plotting the Spygate scandal in that January 5th meeting. Remember that? Yeah, he leaves that out. Check this out.
I have sat in the Oval Office with both of the men who are running for president. I never expected that my successor would embrace my vision or continue my policies. I did hope, for the sake of our country, that Donald Trump might show some interest in taking the job seriously. That he might come to feel the weight of the office and discover some reverence for the democracy that had been placed in his care. But he never did.
Reverence for the office? Are you kidding me? Huh. Is this a joke? This is from the guy who weaponized our intelligence and law enforcement community to marshal the biggest political spying scandal in the history of the United States. This is the guy who lorded over the worst recovery from a recession in modern U.S. history. This is the guy who is eponymously named Obamacare. Yeah, he calls it the Affordable Care. I call it what everyone calls it, Obamacare. Canceled hundreds of thousands of people's insurance policies. Doubled, in some cases, their premiums. This is the guy who inflamed the racial tensions in the country to the point where upwards of 70% of people thought the country was headed in the wrong direction at parts of his presidency. You're talking about reverence for the Oval Office? You're going to talk about sitting down in the Oval Office with both men, Trump and Biden? If I can recall the last Susan Rice email we have from her leaving office about the last time you sat in the Oval Office with Biden, you were demanding that the FBI get, quote, the right people on the investigation of Donald Trump to spy on him and his campaign. While your vice president, Joe Biden, was mentioning ridiculosities like charging Trump and his Trump's team members with the Logan Act, a charge never successfully prosecuted in the history of the United States. You're talking about reverence?
You just heard Dan Bongino.